You know, we see drones buzzing over parks, in the news, but the real drone revolution, it's happening somewhere you might not expect. It's happening high above our country's bridges, and yeah, even right over our own backyards. In this explainer, we're going to dive into how these little flying robots are completely changing the game for inspections, making them safer, cheaper, and a whole lot smarter. So to really get why this is such a big deal, you have to understand the old way of doing things. This quote, it's actually how bridge inspectors have described their job. Just think about that. Dodging live traffic, facing incredible risks, all to make sure the bridges we drive over every single day are safe. It's incredibly high-stakes work that was just screaming for a better, safer approach. And this isn't just a handful of bridges we're talking about. The scale of this problem is absolutely massive. It's a nationwide infrastructure system that's getting older by the minute, creating this constant high-risk maintenance headache for transportation departments everywhere. Want to put a number on it? Okay. Out of the more than 617,000 bridges in the United States, a full 7.5% of them are officially classified as structurally deficient. That's more than 46,000 bridges that need constant, careful watching. And until recently, trying to manage that was, well, almost impossible to do effectively.
This is where you can really see the massive change. The old way, it meant inspectors physically climbing up these huge structures, using these $500,000 snooper trucks, and shutting down traffic lanes for days or even weeks. Now, with drones, or what the pros call uncrewed aircraft systems, UAS, an operator can stand safely on the ground and get the whole job done in a matter of hours, with barely any disruption to you and me. It's a total paradigm shift.
And this isn't some far-off future tech. Nope, this is happening right now. Public agencies are really leading the charge, and one of the absolute best examples is the Ohio Department of Transportation, or ODOT. They haven't just dipped their toes in the water, they've gone all in, turning this technology into a core part of their entire mission. Seriously, ODOT has built the playbook for how to do this right. They didn't just buy a few drones, they created a dedicated UAS center and trained over 40 operators, embedding this skill all across the state. They even offer free courses to keep their team at the top of their game. For them, drones aren't just a cool toy. They are an essential, standard tool for everything from bridge inspections to construction sites. So what's the payoff for all this? Well, for the really complex inspections, drones can slash the time spent out in the field by up to 75%. Just let that sink in. A job that used to take a whole dangerous work week can now be knocked out in a single day, maybe even just a few hours. That is a huge leap forward in speed and efficiency. And the impact on the budget is just as jaw-dropping. This data from the Minnesota Department of Transportation tells the story. A traditional inspection, almost $41,000. The same job with a drone helping out, under $20,000. That's a cost reduction of 40 to 60%. That's a ton of taxpayer money freed up for other critical repairs. Okay, saving millions on public works is obviously a huge win, but this revolution isn't just for giant government agencies. The exact same tech has some really direct, tangible benefits for you, for homeowners, and for business owners. So let's bring this whole thing down to a much more personal level. Right, so the big question is, how can a drone hovering over your roof actually help protect your biggest investment, keep your family safer, and, get this, maybe even save you some money come tax time? The answer is actually surprisingly simple. For the average person, getting access to this tech is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Companies like Aerial Inspections have made the whole process incredibly smooth. You just book a flight online, a certified pilot handles the entire thing safely from the ground, while you relax, and then boom, a detailed digital report lands right in your inbox. And the benefits here are super practical. First off, safety. You totally eliminate the risk of getting on a ladder, which, believe it or not, is a major cause of injuries every single year. Second, you get crystal clear time-stamped proof for insurance claims, which can speed up the whole process by 30 or 40%. And here's the kicker for business owners, the service can actually be tax deductible. Okay, so how does that tax deduction work? Well, it's thanks to something called the IRS 12-month rule. Basically, if you're a business or property owner and you prepay for an inspection service that's going to be done within the next year, you can deduct the entire cost on this year's taxes. You get the financial benefit right away for protection you'll get later on. Pretty cool, right? And this isn't just some theory. Listen to this commercial property owner. They said their CPA actually used the report to adjust their asset depreciation schedule. It's not just an expense. It's a financial tool that provides a direct, measurable return on your investment, worth every penny.
So far, we have been talking a lot about the drones themselves, the flying machines. But to really get where this is all going, we need to zoom back out for a second. We have to understand that the true revolution isn't the drone, it's what the drone collects.
This is probably the single most important idea to take away from all this. The drone, it's just the vehicle. The real power, whether we're talking about a massive bridge or a suburban home, is the incredibly detailed, precise, and actionable data that it gathers from the sky. And that data can be used to create something truly transformative. It's called a digital twin. Think of it like a perfect, explorable 3D model of a bridge or your office building, almost like a version you could walk through in a video game. It's built from thousands of super high-res drone images, and it gets updated with every new inspection, creating this living digital history of that physical thing. So why is a digital twin so powerful? Well, it lets us shift from being reactive to being predictive. Instead of just waiting around for something to break and then fixing it, we can analyze the data from these digital twins to actually predict when things are likely to fail. We're moving away from just guessing based on a calendar and toward data-driven decisions based on a permanent, objective digital record. And all of that leaves us with one final, pretty fascinating question to think about. This technology is already giving us the power to see the future of our physical world, to know when a tiny crack in a bridge is about to become a real problem, or when a weak spot on a roof is going to turn into a leak. So if we can already do that, what else in our world can this blend of aerial data and smart analysis help us predict?